All right, I better get into this one so people know what we're talking about. So this is a CBC article. This is what our taxes are paying for, to the tune of what, 1.6 or $7 billion a year, so they can track Canada's fascist fight clubs. Uh, I mean, they call me a fascist, but I've never been invited to a fight club or nothing. CBC's visual investigations team reveals where some of Canada's white nationalists' active clubs gather to prepare for violence. In public parks, gyms, and martial arts clubs where children take classes, some of Canada's most notorious white supremacists are preparing for violence. The members of these fight clubs, known in white nationalist communities as active clubs, are hiding in plain sight. As part of their recruitment and online propaganda, they post videos of their training sessions, taking care to hide their faces and obscure their locations. But a months long CBC visual investigation in collaboration with the Fifth Estate reveals exactly where some of these groups are training. It's fucking unacceptable, said Kevin Mans, the owner of Niagara BJJ in Welland, one of the martial arts studios CBC identified. I have built a team that is pluralistic. These guys
Pluralistic. What?
pluralistic.
I think you mean. I think you mean exclusive. I mean inclusive. You mean inclusivity?
That's what I mean. I didn't write this.
No. What's the other word I'm thinking of for a multiple?
It says this is a term used to describe approach that a system or approach that embraces diversity, coexistence, and multiplicity.
Oh, it is pluralistic.
Active clubs are part of a decentralized white supremacist and neo-Nazi network that has grown globally in recent years, increasingly moving from online forums to real-world training groups and anti-immigration protests. Active clubs bill themselves as defenders of Canada's European roots, offering a path to community and fitness. But some experts regard them as the fastest growing extremist threat to Canada.
Yeah.
On the surface level, they are recruiting people that are interested in getting in shape and learning martial arts, said Mac Lamoro at the Institute of Strategic Dialogue. This sounds like we're a consultant that we're paying.
Sounds like a secret
A
society, right?
UK-based think tank dedicated to studying authoritarianism, hate, and extremism. Authoritarianism. Maybe fucking look in the mirror, buddy. The minute you peel back even the slightest layer of this onion, it becomes far more insidious. These are virulent white supremacists. These are people that in many cases are training for what they believe is the upcoming race war. There are 187 clubs in 27 countries, according to the Global Project Against Hate and Extremism, with several in Canada.
Wow, how many organized crime groups did they say was in Canada? That official
4,000.
4,000, right? And there's 187 of these clubs in 27 countries.
The RCMP says 4,000. Too many for them to
Yeah.
deal with.
Way to focus your resources, CBC.
One of the most
you don't think it's got anything to do with the way things have been going in the last couple of years after COVID and immigration? What did you think was going to happen when you act like that?
White nationalism's evolution. Canadian active clubs have very, very deep connections with other far-right and extremist organizations, said Lamuro. I thought they were decentralized. These include groups like the Canadian Proud Boys and the notorious Atomwaffen Division, which has been linked to 5 killings in recent years. Both groups were listed as terrorist organizations by Public Safety Canada in 2021. In a 2023 terrorism investigation, the RCMP arrested 2 Ontario men for their roles in creating recruiting videos for Atomwaffen. The RCMP concluded many former Atomwaffen division members joined Active Club Canada. Active Club Canada, which the RCMP, quote, observed performing combat training exercises in local community parks, is now defunct. But it was a precursor to current active clubs like Nationalist 13. Private gyms. CBC spent months collecting and analyzing clues in social media posts to locate and identify the exact parks and gyms where members of Nationalist 13, known as NS13, and Second Sons trained, and confirmed them by visiting locations in person. CBC discovered these groups were often training in gyms or martial arts studios that also cater to children and diverse clientele. CBC's visual investigations team used resources such as DarkSide and OSINT Industries searchable databases that include information pulled from the open web and past data breaches to help identify and locate various active club and Second Sons members. Is that legal?
Yeah, I think they said it's open source, right?
Past data breaches would presumably be like when your password is lost in a data breach.
Oh, yeah, interesting, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Members of NS13 and Second Sons have attempted to keep the images online anonymously by blurring or obscuring their faces. CBC did not edit any images to hide the identities of group members. Take this one, for example.
They didn't edit it? They didn't put the skeletons over their faces? Come on.
They must have done it. I think they're saying that they did it.
No. They're saying that they blur. They normally, I see these pictures. They normally just blur out the faces a tiny bit, and then
Oh,
I think what they did is they put these things over top them. So they're saying that they're trying to say like, oh, we didn't do this edit to hide their faces, but they just put something over top the original edit. So it's pretty
so look
shitty
at
way to
this.
describe
So
it.
you see this picture of this boxer here?
Oh yeah, it's just they go through. It's so weird. They go through all these fitness places and parks, and they're trying to identify. Oh, this is the park in the picture. The social media. We know
CBC
who this guy is. Oh,
CBCT located that exact same boxing glove on the wall of the local branch.
good job, CBC.
Another example. There's a window.
Way to go.
Nationalist 13. The point can be seen in other NS13 images with the same tattoos. Photos also show him with the same tattoo and shorts. The point did not respond to CBC's request for comment. When CBC visited the gym, John Moran, the manager at Amazing Fitness, said he didn't know this was happening. He said in a statement afterward that we have no affiliation whatsoever with these individuals or their ideology. We categorically reject any form of hate or discrimination. CBC also identified 2 Brazilian jiu-jitsu gyms in southern Ontario used by the Second Sons. No, I'm not going to go through all that. I don't think we need to go through any of that either. I don't know. I don't know if we need to go through any more of this, honestly, because this is all the just them sort of defaming people that I'm not interested in doing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's just I'm telling you what they're gonna set it up and they're gonna try and link Alberta to it, Alberta separatists to it, and they're gonna try and, say that the whole separatist movement is a white supremacy movement or something like that. It's a whole thing where they've identified parks where they're training and all this this really good journalism. Way to go, CBC. Way to find out who those members with blurred faces are from the social media and the actual locations. Good job.
months long. What do you think it cost them?
And these people are getting in shape and they're actually like doing something with their life and they're not happy with immigration. No shit, Sherlock. Who is happy right now? I mean, at least these people are doing something.
Not an endorsement. The immigrants, they might be happy. Some of them, some not so much.
Clyde Do Something says, let's just see what he says about this before we, because he shared, this is going around, of course, on X. The thing that probably bugs me the most about CBC is that because they are so awful and deceptive with their narrative driving propaganda, when someone actually writes a quality piece of journalism, it will go unnoticed. I don't think is he saying that's a quality piece of journalism? CBC never wrote quality. Maybe back in the 70s, you do get there after anything white. And no, I don't agree with the people in the article. Yes, I have been very racist against, they have been very racist against white people, Clyde says. And yes, they're showcasing actual people who say and do some really actual racist things who claim to be white national socialists. Both of these things can be true. Unfortunately, so many people are not going to read the substance of the article because of the fact that CBC has been crying racist wolf for more than a decade now. people are just going to dismiss this real movement that is growing in Canada. I don't know, Clyde. They're numerically, so Clyde's getting into some arguments here. They're numerically insignificant. These clowns exist. Half their members are probably informants and feds. The story about is more about the CBC trying to hype up a right-wing boogeyman. See, that's what I was exactly saying. Why don't they ever do similar exposés on the hard left? The group is bigger than you think and is growing. Clyde says they have been pretty clever in using the tactic that they've learned from Antifa. What tactic? They hide their faces? Come on. They don't. I mean, they did go that one protest they did mask up, which is pretty gross to me. Like, that's where I wish we wouldn't have to, put masks on it. We shouldn't really be able to do that. I don't think you shouldn't be able to protest with masks or do crimes or hang around in cities with masks. I just don't like that.
I seen someone jogging today in the city with a mask on. Actually, it was in Chestermere. Jogging with a mask on outside. All right, let's jump over to this one.